Hey everyone, in today's video we're going to do our viewer question and answer session. I compiled the 6 most popular questions that you all came up with over the last week or so in regards to things in the coin shop, things that are gold and silver related, collectible coin related, online bullion shopping related. There's a whole bunch of topics we're going to talk about, and believe me, you all didn't disappoint. You came up with great questions that I think a lot of people are going to appreciate hearing the answers to. So, without further ado, stick around. We're going to cover all those right now. Hey everyone, the items you see on the tray in front of you are going to represent some different things that we're going to talk about while we answer these viewer questions. The first question that we're going to answer was by @TheMostSlyFox, and I'll pop their questions up on the screen here so you can read them. How do dealers calculate their premiums? And would it be more transparent to disclose the reasoning behind it? My local coin shop will sell overbought inventory he's going to ship off to dealers at the dealer's buy price from him to customers if someone offers in the store. Is that common in other places? Well, that's a great question. You know, oftentimes coin dealers and coin shop owners get in situations where they have too much inventory. What a problem to have, right? I've talked about it many times on my channel and in my interviews with Silver Seeker, that we get into situations depending on market trends where shops like my own can get very cash poor and cash depleted and have a lot of inventory on hand. So yeah, absolutely. Is that common in other places? I think so, because it's common in my shop too. There's many times that I have offered great deals to some of my better customers here in Minot when I have excess inventory. And it benefits all parties actually, because not only does the end purchaser get a great deal on precious metal, it also saves me shipping, and I don't have to ship it off somewhere, and I get paid quicker. It's really a win-win for all parties involved. Do other coin shops do that? Is it common in other places, as you ask? Yeah, I think it is, because I know many other dealers that do that as well. Granted, we do like to help each other out as dealers and send product back and forth between each other when there's a need, but I know for certain that they do what I just spoke of as well, and that you spoke of as well, that your local coin shop owner does. It, like I said, we get in situations and it's just easier, and it benefits all parties to do it that way. So great question. Next question is from Tony L7953. Is there a market for dented and damaged 90%? Now I'm paraphrasing because this is a very long question. Is it even worth buying anymore? Do others even want to buy it? Or is it just destined for the melting pot? Well, what Tony's talking about here are coins like this. Now, these are all cull silver dollars that I have in a cull silver dollar bin. Right now, melt on a Morgan silver dollar, I'll put it up on the screen, has gotten up there in price. I mean, these used to melt it. I remember when these melted for like 10 bucks. So the prices went up quite a bit on these. Are they worth much more than melt? No, not in this state. Is there a market for them? Yeah, there is. People do buy these. I sell these right now in the shop for $24 to $25, depending on the current market. Silver's been swinging like $2 some days lately, so those prices do fluctuate a bit. But there truly is a market for this. It's a cheap way to buy silver, American, United States minted silver, real close to spot. It's even a better deal right now than 90% silver that's not dented, damaged, cut, hold. So the thing to remember though, I mean, if you're gonna buy these cheap from a coin shop, what do you think the coin shop's gonna pay you when you come back with them wanting to sell? Well, we're gonna buy them very cheaply as well. So just because you can get it cheap today doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna make more money than you would had you bought undamaged pieces, because the spreads might be about the same. But if you're truly looking to maximize the amount of silver you can get your hands on for the cheapest amount, yeah, dig through the damaged coin bin, the cull bins, and stock up on that silver as best you can, because like I said, it's the most bang for your buck, but on the sell back, you could expect to get less. So I hope that answers your question, Tony. Next question is from @KevinCopeland795. Would you give your take on what a scenario would look like when a long-term stacker, silver of all types, came in to liquidate their stack? how the process would transact in your shop? Well, that's a great question, Kevin. And for a lot of you watching, you've maybe never been in a situation where you've had to sell. That's great if you don't have to sell. Now, the worst thing that can happen to us stackers is we get ourselves in a situation where we are forced to sell, due to financial constraints. And that can really, most of the time, be a detriment, because the timing on when you need quick cash doesn't always time well with an upswing in the market. So, but having said that, how would it work? Well, I buy stuff every day in the shop. I have people coming in every day. I've had some small collections come in, maybe a couple $100 to some that are six figures. So you're asking, how would it work? Well, it's really simple in my shop. You just bring your stuff in. I'll sit with you at my desk, go through it, get counts, separate and sort your different silver into different categories and make you an offer based on current market. With separating out the bullion into different types, that allows me to make offers based on what it is. Of course, if the person brings in stuff like this, I'm going to pay less per ounce. If they bring in American Silver Eagles, I'm going to pay more. So it's not just a straight across, I'm paying X per ounce today. That's not how it works in my shop. I'm willing to pay more for better stuff because I can sell it for better prices. So if you bring me junky, trashed, beat up silver rounds, I'm going to pay less for those. But if you bring me pristine, uncirculated Silver Eagles or Maple Leafs or Britannias, or even something like this that's a semi-numismatic coin that carries a higher premium, I'm going to pay a higher premium for it. In terms of how I pay the customer once we're done, they can take cash, they can take a check, they can take a combination of the two. It doesn't make a difference to me. So the only thing I do require of people that sell to me, and this is to protect me, is I require a government-issued, non-expired photo ID, because I have to know who I'm buying from in case law enforcement or government officials come sniffing around wanting information about a particular item that I may have bought. I need to have records of who I bought it from. So, but yeah, it's a very simple process, and I literally buy from the public every day, Kevin, and I think most coin shops probably do as well. So, if you're in the situation where you do need to sell, I suggest contacting your local coin shop, finding out how it works with them. But that's how it works with me. It's really simple. You can just show up and walk out with cash. My next question is from Frank J, 8585. My question is about the difference in spot price amongst the various online bullion dealers. It seems that the online dealers post a slightly higher ask spot price on their website than the Kitco ask price. Is there another index they use, or do they just charge what they want to charge as spot price? Also, can you give us an update on your web store? Thanks. Well, yes, Frank, I can do both. It's always been my thought that many, maybe not all, but many of the online bullion sites have artificially high ask and spot prices. Why do they do that? Well, I truly think it's their way of hedging. And I'll explain what I mean. I use Kitco ask price, and since you're a viewer of my channel, you must know that too, because I talk about that. And when I do my flash sales, everything's based on Kitco ask silver price. And you can Google Kitco ask silver price and find it real easily anytime. Or there's a great app that they have as well that you can always refresh and get the updated price. Why do I use the Kitco ask price in my shop? Well, that's because that's what my wholesalers use. That way I know we are buying and selling off of the same numbers. If somebody comes in for a quote, let's just say on 100 ounces of gold, I better know for darn sure that if I call my wholesaler, I can buy it based on the price that I'm looking at when I'm quoting my customer. So we're both using the same index. Other online bullion places, I've always felt that they artificially inflate it to hedge. And what I mean by that is they do such large volumes of transactions. You could go online right now and buy 5,000 ounces of silver, let's just say from SD Bullion, okay? Well, SD Bullion not only has to source that silver to sell to you, they also have to replace it. Now, you all know how volatile the markets have been lately. We've had days where silvers went up $2. We've had days where silvers went up $1. We've had days where silvers went down $1.50 or $2. There's big major swings in the market, and seconds can mean very big dollars. Let's just say by the time in this scenario, SD Bullion goes out and replaces this 5,000 ounces of silver they just sold you, let's say the silver price drops 30 cents. That can happen in 10 minutes. 30 cents on 5,000 ounces. Think about that. That's $1,500 that they just lost because they didn't replace it right away. So there you go. They have higher prices to hedge and to protect themselves in replacing inventory. That's always been my thought. If the CEO of SD Bullion is watching this, I'm flattered. Let me know why your prices, your spot prices are a little higher than others you find online. But truly the real answer here is, Frank, there is no real spot price, an original, what is the actual spot price? Well, there's not an industry agreed upon one that everybody uses. So you're always going to find minor differences in the spot prices, whether you look on online sites or different indexes. Some use the LBMA, some use the futures. I know some coin dealers that actually do use the future. They'll use, like this month, it's June, they'll use the July silver spot price future price minus 10 cents or something like that. Why do they do that? I have no idea, but for ease and simplicity and transparency, I use Kitco Ask because anybody can Google that price at any moment and know exactly where it is. And then can you give an update on your web store? Yeah, I'm excited to. This is something I've been teasing since the beginning of the year. I can tell you it's still in process, and it actually relates to this question, Kevin. The web developer is still working with Kitco to get a lease in order to post the live Kitco Ask price and have that integrated on my website. Originally, they just found, a random company that provided the gold and silver spot price, plugged it in, and gave it to me for review, and quickly realized, well, that's not the Kitco Ask price. So there's actually a process where they have to get an approved lease from Kitco to use that price on my website. So that's one of the holdups. The site is live technically, but you cannot purchase on it yet. So if you do go to www.minotcoinandbullion.com, or you can actually go to minotcoin.com or minotbullion.com, and you should get redirected. But you can just see a quick overview of what the site's going to look like. Having said that, it's still a work in progress, and I do not exactly know when it's going to be live, but I definitely will keep you all updated. So thanks for that question, Frank. The last two questions are actually from the same person and got the highest amount of likes. So both of these are from @AaronRitchie7398. Why do limited mintage bullion coins have the same buyback price as mass-produced bullion coins? Shouldn't the limited mintage make them more numismatic instead? Well, the short answer is yes. And, some shops, depending on how they operate or their need, they're maybe only going to pay, buy this like a generic, even though it's a first year Krugerrand, with the 50th anniversary on there. Or this lower mintage Maple Leaf, or this lower mintage Tom and Jerry 80th anniversary coin with the lenticular design of both, I don't know if you can see that, with Tom and Jerry on the back. Not all shops are willing to pay more, just depending on how they operate. Now look at this. This walked into my shop yesterday. I'd never seen this before, but this is a coin. It's a 1 ounce, 3/9 fine, limited mintage. This is serial number of 517 from the Republic of Chad. Ego. It's a Lego My Ego coin. How many were made? Well, there was 5,000 made. I paid $45 for this. Silver was at $29 and change at the time, because I know I can sell this for more because of what it is. It's limited mintage. So not all shops are going to buy stuff cheaper. It's really just going to depend on their situations and how their ability is to market this higher premium stuff to their customers. Here's another example. Here is an official restrike of a lion dollar. It's from the Netherlands. There's 1,000 pieces made. Limited mintage, 1 ounce silver. I pay more for this kind of stuff. So, it's just a matter, as I said, of individual shops' preferences and how they resell this to customers. I don't know if that really answered your question, but yes, this stuff should be more numismatic, but it's not to everybody. Honestly, it's not to every stacker either. Stackers, I know many stackers, there's no way they're going to pay extra because it has an Eggo waffle on it, or there's no way they're going to pay extra because it's a half-ounce Year of the Pig from Australia that had a limited mintage. Just not everybody is in that mindset, because some people just stack ounces, and some coin shop owners feel that way too. They're buying it for the ounces. So if you do get in a situation where you got to sell higher premium limited vintage silver pieces, I suggest that you shop around and try to get your best price. I encourage everybody to do that. So hope that answered that question, Aaron. And then finally, the second question from Aaron Ritchie, 7398. Why are foreign coins like Britannias and Maples at different premiums than American coins, even though foreign is just as popular and have much better security features? Well, that is a great question. I just realized from my example, I didn't grab a new enough Silver Eagle, but really the only security feature that's been added to this American Silver Eagle is different years they have a missing read at different positions on the coin, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock. That's the security feature on our American Silver Eagle right now. But on things like the Canadian Maple Leaf, I might need to pull this out so I can properly show you, but there's radial lines. There we go. You can see the radial lines. There's little tiny microscopic lines that from around the rim point right to the middle of the coin. That's a newer feature that Canada added to their coins over the last decade. But that's an added security feature that's very difficult to replicate. Okay, that's what he's talking about. And then on the Britannia, I'll point right here. There's a little hologram of a trident, like the top of the trident, kind of like right here. So I don't know if you can see that. Things don't always pick up the best on camera, but yeah, those are added security features. So why, in my shop, why can you buy a Maple Leaf or a Britannia for around $3 over spot when a Silver Eagle is going to cost you $6 over spot? Well, it is 100% a reflection of wholesale costs. So here I'm going to put up a graphic. And what this is, these are the current wholesale prices for these three items from one of the largest wholesalers in the country. And you can see the price difference between Maple Leafs and Britannias versus Eagles is quite large. That's our cost as dealers. So that difference in price is going to translate on the retail level as well. You might not like it, but that's how it is. And to your point, or to your comment that foreign is as popular as the US, I would agree, at least lately. And why is that? Well, it's because the price of the American Silver Eagles right now, I think, are too high. I'm not buying them. For me, I will buy impaired ones when my wholesaler gets them, because I can get those relatively cheaply and then pass along the savings to my customers. But uncirculated Silver Eagles aren't selling well right now. So that has kind of poured over into the increased popularity of the other countries' bullion coins. So yeah, for what it's worth, I hope that answered. But yeah, it's truly a reflection on wholesale cost. And once those, spreads between the premiums between these versus this, you're going to see, maybe a shift in popularity, number one, but you're definitely going to see the prices change, or the difference between the prices change on those particular products. So, did you all learn anything today? If you did, drop it down in the comments. These questions were great and pertinent to the hobby, and I appreciate that you took time out to type out your questions. So if your question was featured, hey, be sure to give this video a like, and be sure to share this video as well, because I think we covered a lot of great information that will be beneficial to a lot of people. I don't know if you all notice or pay attention to this, but we are inching closer to 10,000 subscribers. In fact, by the time some of you see this, we may have crossed over that milestone. First of all, I want to say I'm humbled, and I'm very grateful for you all for the support over the last, it's been almost a year and a half now that I've had a channel. I never dreamed that I could hit a milestone like that. Realistically, I thought, maybe after a year, maybe if I could get to 1,000, that would be so awesome. Wow. Well, you all have helped exceed my expectations. But thank you for the support of the channel. Be sure to like and comment. If you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. And if you have any ideas for an upcoming video, drop that down in the comments as well. I'm always interested in our viewers' feedback and what you all want to see. In the past, I guess I put on my community tab a vote, for my next educational video. I'll probably do one of those relatively soon. But if you have ideas on things you would like me to talk about, please drop it down in the comments, because as I said, I want to put out content that you all want to watch and listen to. So thank you all again. I appreciate it. Have a great day.